Okay. Sorry for that. Interruption. Let's continue. I have got my system fixed, so we can continue. So where was I? Okay, it's now for the CBN logo and this particular aspect of the design. So I'm going to bring in the CBN logo. Just click, drag, and drop, and also the NDIC logo. Yes, the NDIC logo. So I will resize them. I have to resize them. Yes. So I will have to resize them. I'm just using my intuition here. I don't really have any specific size I require from the design. So I don't really have a specific size, height or width or anything. So just going off the books. So the text here says licensed by CBN and is short by and the logo of NDIC. So I will try to bring that in. So again, the text to double tap, right, licensed, licensed by CBN and insured by, insured by. So this text I would like to resize the text. 18, but that isn't small enough. You won't figure. So let me just go down to 12. Okay, that seems better. That seems a lot better. So let me just make it maybe 8. Would that be okay? That seems too small. Okay, that seems too small. So let's make it 10. Yeah, 10. 10 is perfect, I guess. So all I have to do is shift this a little and try to align this as much as I can. Yes, make it somewhat similar, not entirely the same, but somewhat similar. And I think I don't know about you, but that looks good to me. So I'll just highlight everything and group it together. So I can move everything as a single element. Maybe I'll keep it, around here. I think that looks, similar, very similar. So I believe we are able to achieve this. So what I want now is I will highlight everything and try to fix all this on the screen. Now, this particular lines here now is something XD has put in place to enable us, have I'll call it a snap to center, or grid, um, snap to grid feedback. Let me call it that. So let call it feedback. A snap to grid response. So yes, whenever I drag an item, it shows me if it's at the center. Now all the items are selected and I drag now. If you see this crosshair, means that they are aligned at the center of this particular screen. So I hope that makes sense. So looking at the screenshot that we have here and our reimagination or our redesign rather, you know, I believe we did a good job. I say we because I'm not only in on this. So you are also among. So I believe we did a good job. Yeah, we did a good job. So did a good job. Okay, so moving on to the next screen, which will be our login screen. So I'll quickly pop this in here. I'll still come to the transform section on our properties tab. I'll choose the height. Let me say 1000. Should be enough. Okay. Good, 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 good. Now we're going to go through step by step on how to create everything that you're seeing here. We're going to create every single element that we're seeing here, from the sign in. We're going to create that to the logo. We're going to bring. I think we can still. We have the logo. I have the Nigerian flag here. So without much time, let's get into it. So remember this our artboard tool here. I'll just select that. Now, if you come here, you can see I can choose iPhone 14 Pro Max, iPhone 14 Pro, and a new screen, any artboard I want. But but it's much more easier to. Let me just show you a simple way to do this. If I just tap on the screen, it automatically gets the screen size of my former screen, and excuse me. Okay, let's continue. So just a simple tap, and you can get the previous screen that you have used, exact size. So I'll delete this, and I will try to use my selection tool and pan. Yes, so try my selection to move. Okay, so moving on, I'll call this now the let me say sign in screen. Let me just give it a sign in. Now we're going to follow from top to bottom and try to redesign every of the things that are here. So we have the sign in box here. Let me use our zoom tool so we can zoom and we can see what we have clearly. So we have this particular icon, rather, this particular icon. So well, I'm going to try to use my pen tool to trace it. I don't know how perfect that would be. So I'll select the pen tool, come from an angle. Here should be okay. And yeah, okay, okay. I think that looks good. I think that looks good. So what I did here, let me just repeat what I did. So with my pen tool, I tap for my point. I'm tracing. I want to trace now. Point down to here, and I move down. Sorry, I press the escape key on my keyboard. So and I got that. I feel like it looks good. I feel like it looks really good. Now, if you look at this icon here, it's somewhat how will I put it, rounded at the edge. So if I come down here to my border exactly, I want that. I want it to be also rounded. I'll highlight the item I just created. Now look here, there's something called rounded cap and projecting cap. But what we need is rounded cap. And as you can see, the edges now have been rounded, which is exactly what I want. There's a lot of things in here. A lot of things in here. So well, I'm sorry, in this way we can't go in depth, for the sake of time, the video. But when you take on our full course, we'll go in depth. We'll show you all these things and how they work exactly. So now we have that. All I need to know is to change the color to, I believe that is black. So I'll use my eyedropper to go to the screenshot and tap. So it's not 100% black, but it is black. So that looks good to me. Now I can increase the size of the border to make this um, icon, but I'll call it an icon now. Icon a little bit big, more thick. Yes, I think it similarly resembles that. So I believe we have something going on here. So control minus to zoom out and control plus to zoom in. So I'll just drag this now to this other screen. Okay, somewhat around there. I think that should be okay. And there should be okay. Now the next thing that we need to do is the sign-in text, which I believe that at this point you should already know how to do that. So tap on the text tool, double click, and write sign in. Sign in. So as you notice, our sign-in text is still blue. So that is, I believe that shouldn't be, that shouldn't be an issue. What I want us to do is now is um to change the color. Yes. Right. So take up our eyedropper. I don't know if that will be possible. Let me just select a color on this on the image. Excuse me. Let me do that again. Okay, that should be good. Should be good. So we have somewhat grayish area, but doesn't matter. I'll add that to my color swatch because the color swatch. Sorry. Add that to my color swatch. So we have the text lined up. I don't want it to be bold because on the screenshot is not bold. So take something like semi bold or medium, and I'll also increase. Let me increase my screen. So I'll also increase the font size maybe to 12. That should be okay. That should be good. Yeah, I think it looks good. It looks good to me. Let me just bring this screenshot over here so that we don't really have to pace around the screen a lot. Yeah, over the screen a lot. So we already have our logo. Simply go to our the folder, drag our logo, drop it, and try my best to resize it, to be somewhat meaningful size, and place that at the center of the screen. Voila, that's all. No much work needed. Much work needed. I think that position looks okay. Yeah. So now here comes where we start playing with the rectangle tool. Now we're going to create this particular input box. Our input box where we type our phone number and our password. So as usual, as you already know rather, select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle. Draw a rectangle. Doesn't matter the size. Just for now, we are all practice, we're all learning, so there's no need. So for now, we have that rectangle tool there. I feel like it should be bigger, but I think this size should be okay. Okay, let's just use a definite height. Let me say the size 50. I come to my transform here and I write 50 on the height. And yes, that should be okay. That looks really good. Now take a closer look at this our screenshot. We see that first I noticed there's no border. So this our black border has to go. The background is a little bit gray. We'll use our color picker to select that color. And we're going to make the edges bit rounded. So move with me. Now, first of all, I'm going to start with the border to remove the border. So here on our property tool, go to the border, remove, just check this so it doesn't show. Don't be scared, the rectangle is still there, but because the background of the screen is white and this is also white, so you might not be easy, it won't be easily seen. So simply come to our fill section here. Good. Now using our eyedropper, or rather our color picker tool on this our color swatch. I tap it and I hover on this screenshot. You see, I hover on an area that is somewhat gray. And if you look at it very well, uh, it has taken that color. It's not too deep, but you get the point. At least it's somewhat is exactly the color they use on the application. So we have what we want. So the next thing now to do with this our text, our input field, is to round the borders. Now coming to this our appearance, this appearance, and I believe by now you know what appearance this particular section on this property tab does. It enables us to edit anything about the appearance of our elements, any of our whatever things that we have drawn on our screens, on our artboards, on canvas. So take a look at this particular area where I am hovering at. This shows you what same radius for all corners, or different radius for each corner. So for now, just leave it as it is, and let's play with the two. Let's try to give our radius. Let's okay. A 5 pixel radius should be okay. 5 pixel radius. And I notice that. Let me just zoom in to this section. Can you see? Do that look the same? Regardless, I feel like it's okay, and I think it's good. It's very. I think it's okay. If, in this case, I don't think it's very much noticeable, but you get the point. It's okay. So we don't need to go into deep details over that. So let me just quickly bring the screenshots into the screen so that whenever I am zooming in, so that we can see exactly what I'm doing. So at this point, I'm going to create the Nigerian flag and add some other text into it. So as simple as that, I'm going to open my folder, copy the Nigerian flag out. Do not place it on any element. Just drag it on an empty spot and let it import itself. So now I'll quickly resize this. I'll quickly resize this. Let me see. I think that should be that's too much. Let me just from here. Okay, I think that is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve. I can still draw rectangles and try to make Nigeria flag, but there's no need for that. So let's go. Since we have this, so we need a text. Just type your text tool. By now, you know how. I believe you should know how to use the text tool. Plus 2, 3, 4. That's all. What we're going to do now is specifically we change the color of our text to some form of black. Let's not start picking colors. I think we have majority of the colors they use. So let's just pick a black that we've already used before, and that's good. So we have to let's just try to align it. Once this line crosses that text, that means everything is in the same is aligned at the center. So don't worry about all of it. I just use your intuition at this stage. Just your intuition to try to actually fix all these things together. I think that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So we are doing something. We're heading somewhere. So the next thing now is this particular line, which I don't think is should be a difficulty. I can use the line tool. This line tool, tap and drag. You see, tap and drag. Change the color. Let me use. Okay, what I'll do is I'll try to use the eyedropper to see it here too, and select this particular shade of gray. Then I'll also try to increase the size to maybe something like 2. Yeah, it's quite big, but you get the idea. Get the idea. That works. Ask me if that works. That is perfect. It's okay. That works. Okay. So let's zoom out. Let me drag this screenshot outside. So in this our text field, the next that is left there is enter phone number. Enter phone number. So that should be too hard. So drag our text to and just write the text. Enter phone what number? See? Zoom in, zoom in. And for now, we're not going to be picking colors. Let's just use a color that we have already. This is a very good gray, and I think it works for it. So yeah, there's no need to go into specific. Just the reality is you understand the fundamentals of everything. You fix everything, and it looks good. Simple. As simple as that. Believe you understand everything now. So the next one is the 6-digit password input field. This is the same thing as this, and I will show you a simple trick, a very neat trick I use. So I duplicate a lot of things, a lot of things on my screen. So I'm going to duplicate this particular input field now. I will just tap on this rectangle, highlight it, select it, Control D, Control D, or you can right click, copy, then paste it, Control C, then Control V. You can do that, but Control D is much more faster. So Control D is duplicated. You have to be careful. Sometimes it duplicates and keep it in the same position. So what you have to do now is just click on new duplicate and drag it out. Let me zoom in and drag it out and drag it out. Let me bring it down a little bit. Let it be a little gap. So on our screenshot, we see that this is a little bit different, very different from the second field. So how do we do that? Simple. Edit the background color back to white, add in your border, change it to green. That's all. Tap, go down to your fill, change the background back to white, change the background color back to white. Yes, you can, as you know before, you can select any color here. So up here is directly white. That's all. Now on your border, check your border rather. Then no more hassle. Let's just use the default green that comes with the app. See, it works. Very straight, very straightforward. Nothing too nothing too complex here. We already have what we want. The next one is just write enter 6 digits password. Same thing we did with the rectangle. Tap on the text. I will duplicate this, Ctrl D, and I will bring this down and into this rectangle. See? Double tap it to edit whatever content inside it. So I'm going to highlight this. Enter 6 digits, then password. Voila, you have that already. But the color of our enter CDA password is somewhat light. Simple. Tap it, go to the property tab, appearance, the fill, and select a lighter form of gray. But that is too light. I believe that's too light. You know what? You can leave it like that. It looks great. It looks great either ways. So what's next? Our remember password checkbox. Very simple. I believe by now with what we've done so far, I believe you should be able to do something like this with ease. So tap a rectangle box. Draw a very small rectangle. Try to create a square. So if you don't have a square, you can just come to a transform position here where you have your width. Okay, let me use 12. I think 12 looks good. I'll hide 12. So this is a perfect rectangle. We have a rectangle. Good. What we've done before. So on this our border, look at it, the rectangle is a little bit curved along the edges. So let's just make it a little bit curved like that. I'm going to give it a curve or cover a rounded radius corner, a corner radius. We call it corner radius of 2 pixels. Everything here is in pixels, so 2 pixels. And you know, you can use a form of gray for our border color, the gray that we've used before. You don't need to go into specifics. Just have to understand what you're trying to do. As you can see, you already have a working interface. You already have everything you need. So what's next? Your text field, and you write. Remember, remember password. Password. I don't think this should be bold, and I think the size is not the same thing. So you can just come here in our text tab, use this to something like 8. 8 too small. Okay, let me make it 10. It's big, so 9 is in between. So yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So keep it together. Voila. See, everything is coming together. It looks great already. If you ask me, if I do say so myself. So that's it. So what next is our sign in button. Our sign in button and create account button, which by now all you need to do is a simple rectangle and a text inside. So without any further time consumption, so let's just get right into it. Draw a rectangle, or you can still duplicate the ones you have above. But more time, more practice is also good. So a rectangle, 50, height 50. Give it a corner radius of 5, as we were doing before. Now the fill color, you can easily use your color picker tool here. Tap, you get the color from the screenshot, remove your border, and already you have that already designed. So without further wastage, let's just get into the text. Sign in, text sign in. Move it into the center of the box. I think in the screenshot it's bolder, so let's just make our own text, bold, and then increase the font size to probably 12. That looks okay. Looks good. Then try to align it to the center. Let's align the center as we've done before. Okay, should be good. Let's change the color to white. Marvelous. Beautiful. So the next person I'm going to just copy, duplicate things. So for create account, I'm going to duplicate this, bring it down swiftly. Uh, Copy this text too, put it on top, change the text inside it. Sorry, create a new, create a new account. Create a very new account. Change the color. Beautiful. Are you seeing? We already have our design. If I believe we've already achieved a lot of things here. We know how to use our tool. We know how to get property, change properties. So you're done. Basically, you're done. From here, I believe it's just a simple adding of forgot password, login. So let's get on with it. Oh, sorry about that. So I duplicated this sign in uh, text. I will quickly change the color to a deep black that we've used before. Oh, something I forget password. Password. Question mark. To the center. Voila. I'll duplicate that again. Control D to duplicate. Don't forget. Login with fingerprint. Fingerprint. Give that a center. What do I do? I'm going to change the color of this to, yeah, like, then this text, I'm going to bring it down to medium. Yeah, that looks good. As for this, I'm going to change back to semi bold. So it kind of like matches what the screenshot is. Beautiful. Now I don't have this exact fingerprint icon, and I would have loved to use my pen tool to, you know, try to trace it, but there's no need for that. I have an icon here, so you can just drag this and drop it. See, I do feel like this my icon too is a lot better than what they have there, but we're not comparing it. So let's go on, let's go on so we can finish this. I don't want the video to be so long. So I think that is a good size. I think that's a good size. I'll go with fingerprints. You tap on the icon. So there are some icons that you can change the color. And there's some icons that you can't change the color. This particular icon, I can change its color. But at least this image now, I can't change this image color. You won't see that property for me to do that. But with this kind of icon, I can do that. So do not be confused if you encounter something like that. You try to change an icon and it's not working. Might be that it's just an image. Maybe it's an image. So let's tap here and pick the OPAY green color. And there, people, we have redesigned, we have, cloned rather, we have cloned OPAY's login screen. So we can delete our screenshots. I don't think there's need for this text down here. You can do that on your own, on your spare time. But I believe we've handled the majority of the content. Majority of the content. Yes. So we have our splash screen, we have our sign in, you know. Let me get a preview. So let's get a desktop preview. See? We get banking. One thing they've done here looks is you see? Nice. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Can you see? Looks good. So I believe with what we've done today and our practice, what we've done today. Let me just quickly save our file. Save, take it to a folder. Anywhere you want to save it, you can save it, and give it anything. Save it as any name you want. Let me say OPay clone. That seems like a good name for it. So save. I will also add this particular clone to the file, to the resource I'm going to give it to you, so people can go through it again, check the project on your own at your own time. So I believe with these two particular screens that we've done, I feel like I've gone deep and I've mentioned a lot of things you can do. Right? You can do a lot of other things, a lot of other things. I have some pages that I'd love to show you, but due to time constraint, I don't think that will be very possible. So I believe I've explained to you what UI UX is and how to go about it. Very, very, you know, it's a very good career path, very good career option. You might not like to code, but you know, you have this creativity spark, and you can go into this, you can go into graphic design, and even this UI UX design product for people, do the research, help companies, help people make good product that is actually meeting their user expectation. Yes. So basically, you have the knowledge now. I was still inviting you once again to our institute, Regis Technologies. You know, come, we'll train you, we'll shape you how to become better at all these kind of skills. There's a lot you can learn. The idea is just a masterclass, it's not everything, but I believe with time, you practice, you get better at what you do, and sure, there's nothing you can't achieve if you set your mind to it. There's nothing you can't achieve if you set your mind to it. So I wish you the very best. A special thanks to our sponsor. Uh, I have a special thanks to our sponsor of this program, Vegis Technologies. So this is the end of our masterclass. You can reach out to me. I will have a certificate for you if you've come this far and you've learned. I have a certificate for you, a certificate of participation in this particular program. So I will reach out to you with Google Forms and how to drop me send me your details so that I can create this certificate and send it and email it to you. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me in this masterclass, and I hope to see you, another time. Peace. Thank you. All right.